Hey everyone, do you want to get started with 3D printing? Well, the next 7 minutes, I'm going to tell you how. Welcome back everybody. Okay, so 3D printing, you're just getting started. What do you need? You need a printer. You need some sort of design program, and you need a slicer program. Okay, so let's get into the printers. Typically, we're going to be dealing with filament deposition printers, or FFF printers. This is the most common. They print with a plastic through a nozzle, kind of like a glue gun. The PLA, TPA, and ABS are, generally speaking, the standards that you'll be using. You can get them on Amazon. They're freely available. You'll need to find companies that you trust in order to get the right stuff, because typically the stuff that comes with your printer may not necessarily be the highest quality. It'll get you started, but not the highest quality. So that being said, there are 7 types of 3D printers out there in design on the market. 7 types, not 7 companies. Everything from metal printing to resin printing to etc. So you're going to need to find the bits that are right for you. And for starting out, I definitely recommend the FFF printers. So Creality makes a really good one, the Ender 3. It's 250 millimeters by 250 millimeters by I don't know how high, but it's a smaller printer, but it's going to allow you to get started printing parts that are, that you can be reasonably comfortable with. It's a reasonably large bed, but not too large. I have a CR10S, also from Creality. It prints up to 400 millimeters, or about 11.5 inches high. I rarely print over 100 millimeters. I mean, that's pretty much my limit. So unless you're going to be doing something that requires something really high, don't do it. The Ender 3 is like a third of the cost. It's usually about $300. It's on sale right now, as of the timing of this video. So I would recommend starting out, go get yourself one of those. Most printers will, they deal in G-code. You can use programs like Maya or Blender or Tinkercad or, Simplify? SolidWorks to print to design your prints. But you're going to have to save them out to either an object file or an STL file. Tinkercad does STL. It's free. It's online. So I'd recommend starting there and then going out and figuring out what you're comfortable with. But once you've got that file, you're going to have to pull it into a slicer program. There are 2 that I have used, Simplify 3D and Cura. Simplify 3D is a for pay, and Cura is an open source, free to play sort of deal. There are pros and cons to both. The pros are that, like, from my personal experience and my personal experience alone, Simplify 3D tries to make support structures that hold up your model while you're printing it the smallest and least necessary as possible, which saves you on printer filament. The downside is that your prints can fail as a result of this. Yes, you can put in manual, supports, but if you don't know what you're doing, you kind of want the program to figure it out for you when you're starting out. So I would recommend going with Cura. Now, Cura will cost you more with the PLA or the ABS or the whatever material you print with, because when it builds a support structure, it builds a strong support structure, one that is going to stay in place and hold your model in place, which almost virtually guarantees that 98% of the time when you print something, it's coming out. You might have some issues trying to remove the support structure depending on the shape of your object, but it works, and it works really well. It's also free and very polished. It's a little bit more resource intensive on your computer than say Simplify 3D is, but you know, if you want it done right the first time, I'd go with Cura. So those are the three things that you're gonna need to start 3D printing. Now, spend time tilling around with all the details. Spend time printing out bad models and printing out good models and figuring out what your flow is and what your tolerances are and what your limits are for what you can design versus what you can print. I recommend this, like I said, use the Ender 3. It's a smaller printer, it's less expensive, you know, before you go on and try to do, you know, bigger, you know, and badder things. It's just, it's the right way to go. And just think of it this way. Your first printer is just that. It's your first printer. You may need a bigger one later on. You may need a different type later on. Maybe you decide that you want to print metal parts, you know, and then you're gonna have to get the metals, and then you're gonna have to get the printer for it, and you're gonna have to do the research. But right now, you're just starting out. That's okay. So, I hope you found this informative. Hope it helped you out. If you would like to jump down in the comments, ask me questions, I'll give you answers. Like I said, I've been doing this for about 2.5 years, so I do have some experience with this sort of thing. That's why I'm making the videos. And I will try to answer whatever questions I can, point you in the right direction, go from there. And as always, like, share, and subscribe, and click the bell so you can get notified of new videos that come down. I don't always do Maker Tuesday videos. I do all sorts of different things, from current events to whatever. So like, share, and subscribe, and you guys have a wonderful day.